Get it all stuff, man. Get that multifamily, whether you want to do the Airbnb, whether you're doing hoteling, man, get it right now, man. But first, I got to let you know, this podcast is brought to you by the Bird 360 Conference. If you have not gotten your ticket yet, you need to get it. The Bird 360 Conference. Come in here. You got it on here? I don't know.
Yep, it's on the slide.
Yep, we got the slide. I can't see it. What is that? September 13th. This is the first day, 14th, 15th, man. September the 13th to the 15th in Cincinnati, Ohio, at the Sharonville Delta Hotel. Man, we're going to have food. First of all, it don't matter. Forget about the education. We're going to have food. That's what I need. Hey, no, we're going to have a great time, man. We're going to have some of the best speakers from all over the country doing what they do. So look, man, come join the Bird 360. But first up, man, give a shout out to my man, Walt Potty the Piper. What's up, baby?
What's happening?
It's all good, man. How you doing, man?
I'm fantastic, bro. I can't complain.
I'm loving your shirt, man. You got the office in here?
Yeah,
That's
man.
False.
The White Shreek.
Yeah,
From
that boy-
Shreek Farms.
Man, he's hilarious. Man. That's hilarious. And next up, man, my man, the Asian persuasion. I'm called sometimes Filipino, also the hood, from the hood of Avondale. My man, Wendell the Goose. Mine. What's up, baby?
Hello from the hood of Avondale.
Hey, you didn't change the whole game over there ever since you moved. There's white folk, green folk, purple folk, white folk, puppies, everything.
Multicolored.
All the pit bulls gone now. It's just puppies now.
All right, guys. Welcome to the podcast, as Mike said. And if you're watching this on YouTube, if you learn one thing, like this video. If you learn 2 things, subscribe. And if you learn 3 things, then click on that bell notification. All right.
Oh, you got a lot of work to do. Okay, let's try that again. If you like something you hear.
If you learn one thing.
Oh, he learns one thing.
You like this video.
Yeah, like the video.
If you learn 2 things, you
subscribe.
And if you learn 3 things,
click the bell.
Click the bell.
Oh, that's like a big tip.
There you go.
So we like the Ford restaurant. They ring that bell.
There you go.
All right.
Well, today we're going to talk about how to find deals.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. You did a survey on the Burr
I did.
Invest Group, and
It's amazing how I don't know what we're doing.
Despite the fact that home prices have decreased.
Man, you
recently.
supposed to go with it, man. Just say, yeah, man.
I know everything.
Hey.
So despite that fact, 2/3 of people, real estate investors, still struggle to find good deals today.
Yeah.
And
man, it's psychology, man. There's nothing going on here. Technically, by definition, we are in a recession, and as normal, our government would not confirm.
Yeah, they say it's not the
actually
technical definition now.
What he actually said was, this month we had no inflation.
Oh,
he said that.
Even though it's 8.5%.
Even though it's 8.5%, the highest it's been, we had no inflation this month because we had so many decreases, so many increases. We had 0 inflation.
Okay.
And so nothing's going on in America, and the gas prices are slowly coming back down.
All right. But we'll share with you not 1, not 2, but more than 10 techniques on how to find deals with houses, apartments, and hotels. Then you can ask Mike any questions that you guys have, whether related to the topic or not.
Absolutely.
And then lastly, for me, it's the most important part of the show, and that's Mike's millionaire mindset monologue, which is basically 5 powerful minutes that will change your mindset. Because see, the thing is, you can learn all of these techniques, right? But if you don't believe you can do it, or it's right for you, nothing's going to happen. If you have the wrong mindset, nothing's going to happen. But if you have the right mindset and you stick with Mike or people like Mike, who are doing big deals, then pretty much your mind will expand. And someone once said that a mind once expanded cannot go back to its smaller state, right? So you want to expand your mindset. So now you can do what Mike said, those big, hairy, audacious goals, you can now achieve them. So with that, let's jump right in.
All right, man, we're just doing a check-in. First of all, can everybody hear Let us know. Hit in the chat if you're on webinar, Instagram, YouTube. Let us know. Facebook. Let me know. Thumbs up. You can hear or say yes, yes. Give me the real estate. Give me the bag. You know, get money.
You want to give a book away, Mike?
Why not, man? We're giving the book
so,
away.
So those of you who are on Zoom or on Facebook or Instagram, so comment, as Mike said, where you're from, and we will choose one of you to get Mike's book. And Mike, you should sign this.
Okay, I'm gonna sign it. Whoever we get, I'm gonna sign the book, man.
All right. So, but we will announce that at the end of the show. So stay until the very end.
Yeah, at the very end. All right, man. So, hey, as see, I didn't even have to say nothing. Buffalo, Cincinnati. I was like, I need to know where everybody from. They already know the routine.
All right.
That's what's up.
Cool.
Chicago, Tennessee, Knoxville, Lumberton, Covington. We got it right across the street. Instagram in the group of Facebook also. All right. Texas is in the building. Skip from Cali, New Jersey. I want a t-shirt. Hey, you know what? Eric, we sent Eric EK something last time, didn't we? Did EK last? All right. Look, Louisiana, Columbus. All right, man, let's get started, man. We got all our team from all over the country. Let's get this started, man. We're talking about how to find off-market deals, man. Another great From Broke to Millions live podcast training. Let's go, Nate. Will, damn, I called everybody but your damn name.
Yeah,
Smelly rabbit.
that happens to me too with my two kids. I still like.
Yeah, everybody's somebody.
Crazy.
In case you don't know me, I've invested since 1999, lost it all, went broke, was couch surfing, riding that wave until I got back into some money. And then we ended up grabbing 1,500 units, 40 something houses, warehouses, hotels, and now we got multiple developments. And now we went from broke to millions. Now we're going to millions to billions. That's it. Let's go. All right, man. Single family homes, man. So many people are like, where can I find a single family home? I can't find a deal. Man, look, you still got to stay in touch with your wholesalers. I've reached out to, matter of fact, most of my deals lately have been from wholesalers.
Really?
Yeah. One of our great ones where you reside at, a wholesaler.
Yeah.
And I think we'll talk about that later. Attorney's been great. If you tied into some eviction attorneys, probate attorneys, who else kind of attorney? People that work at title companies. A lot of them at the table and something happens and they can't close. Guess what? If you left your number, you start a relationship, everything's about the relationship. So I want to be clear. If you have a relationship, guess who they're going to call? You. Because they used to you finalize the deal, closing the deal, doing it when you're done. All right.
And going back to probate attorneys, what's the name of the wholesaler here in Cincinnati? All he does is probate.
Oh, Ken, Cav, Mitch Painter.
Mitch Painter. Yeah. So I mean, guys, you know, like, and what's nice about working with people or real estate people who can provide deals, right? It's a deal pipeline, meaning it's not a one and done.
Right.
That's the problem with direct mail, even though it's right here, right? Direct mail, once you send a direct mail,
right,
you get one deal or maybe two deals if the property owner owns two deals, but after that, it's like you have to do it again.
Yes.
Whereas a probate attorney can give you like at least one deal a year, but let's say you have like 50 of them in your pocket and each one gives you one deal a year, right? There you go. You have one deal every week off market completely from probate attorneys.
No, and man, and even in a recession, man, the wholesalers, man, they kept me alive. Bandit signs, you know, now I'm not a big fan of the bandit signs. Some people are like, what is the bandit sign? Literally those signs they stick in the ground or they put up on the telephone poles. You know, that's a great marketing tool.
Do you know why it's called bandit?
Why they call it bandit?
Because sometimes it's illegal. You have to be a bandit.
That is true. Because they do call you, who got this sign? Oh my! I was like, first of all, the city owns that pole.
Yeah, I mean, if you had if you was ignorant of, if you were ignorant of this and you put out signs in Norwood, part of Cincinnati, that's illegal. You'll get fined.
Yeah, no, they weren't messing around about finding people. But bandit signs, I mean, great technique. Jurius and Paul, king of the bandit signs.
Yeah,
they were kings of it. Direct mail. that was kind of your deal a little bit, right?
Yeah. I love direct mail, but on code violation.
Yeah.
I've done direct mail for foreclosures or pre-foreclosures.
Mhm,
I've gotten
mhm.
some results, but because a lot of people are doing the same thing, then the results were actually lower than what I would like. But at the time that I was doing code violations, like my response rate was like 30 to 40%.
Really?
It's crazy.
Man,
Yeah, it's crazy.
I'm so impatient. Direct mail didn't work for me. Now, multiple people I knew that did that, that's a thing. Like
Right.
I know it's Mike, a guy Mike, he does direct mail. You did direct mail. Jamie down in Florida, she does direct mail. A lot of great success. I'm not going to do that.
Yeah.
That's just my personality, though. I'm not going to do a lot of things. So I'm like,
Mike is the laziest deca millionaire I know.
no, well, the
He
problem.
is lazy in a good way, though. You know,
Yeah.
he's lazy in a good way.
Well, I work hard at being lazy.
Right.
You know, I mean, but you know what? My biggest way for me was wholesalers. You know, but listen, on this list, I'm sharing this because everything on here may not be for you.
Right. That's true.
Right. You may not be a great communicator, and I'm definitely not, but I created good relationships. So when a wholesaler got a deal, they brought them to me.
Yeah.
Attorneys call me, title companies, bandit signs. I've done it and I got the calls, but the reason I'm not good at, I'm not going to write their information down and store it.
Right. And then the whole follow.
Yeah. And then you got to follow up. So, you know, that's my downfall. Cold call, go Section 8. Now that's good, but I'm not going to sit there and call people.
Yeah. So let me just explain that real quick, Mike.
Yeah, go ahead.
So literally type in go section8.com.
All right, go section8.com. Type it in.
Put in your zip code.
Put in your zip code.
Whichever zip code you want to buy properties
Okay.
in. And then now you
think they got Section 8 in Hyde Park?
Probably. I don't know, maybe not.
Okay.
But you know, so not all zip codes.
Actually, there's Section 8 just about everywhere.
Yeah. So
except maybe Indian Hill.
yeah, that's true. That's multi-million-dollar home, and I don't know how much the rent will be, and I'm sure Section 8 won't cover.
Can you imagine if you can get Section 8 for like $1 million home? Wouldn't that be sweet?
10,000 a month from Section 8.
People's lives will be changed forever.
I will take that deal if that exists. But you know,
hey, your mortgage $3,800. We're gonna give you 32.
Or they like your rent's $100 and you're living in a multi-million-dollar.
Oh, that was so awesome.
That would be sweet.
I'm trying to live on Section 8.
Yeah.
Hey, Mike,
technically live on Section 8.
Because you have 500 Section 8 tenants. Mike.
If you got a stimulus check, I'm sure you can get Section 8.
Yeah, I mean, technically, all my tenants,
don't take that the wrong way.
They pay my rent.
That's
somebody's. I don't care. Somebody's paying somebody's rent.
Right.
Somebody, and I like cash flow, so that pays my rent. You know, I say that. Well, I just got my Bentley yesterday, Friday, and
That's the elephant in the parking lot. I was going to address that, but I didn't want to waste any time.
Yeah, I'll go out there and show the Bentley later. But my point is, because we're getting off track and I got to get back on. But regardless of whatever it is that you want, it's all obtainable, but you need to find a way for some money to generate it. And the JOB, unless you're the big corporate president, VP,
or
you're not going to get it.
Yep.
All right. So you got to find a real estate hustle and continue to grow. And you dedicate one of those properties to do it. So go to section8.com, find a property, let it generate some income, and let it pay the mortgage payment.
Yeah.
And look, find a single family home. All right. That's
right.
That's
but let's go back to the Go Section 8. How exactly do you do it? So you go there, type in your zip code or zip codes you want to invest in. Now you have a list of property owners / property managers to call.
Absolutely.
And you call them and say, hey, I found your property. I'm interested in it and actually buying it. Are you open to selling or are you still buying properties? So bottom line, with one phone call, you can get a property potentially or a buyer for a property.
That's awesome.
Okay. So if you want to wholesale deals that you don't like,
right,
you can one source can be a source of both properties, and buyers.
That's awesome. Another word is networking online. Man, Bigger Pockets is where actually we started, right?
Mhm.
And what was so crazy, we picked it at the right time. We did it right before COVID. 2019 is when we got on Bigger Pockets, and we started really reaching out to multiple people. I don't even think they were at where they are today. But my whole point of networking online, social media is key. We've done numerous topics about how much time people are spending on the internet. On average, you have over
2.5 hours.
but how many people?
Okay, yeah, like 59% of the world's population.
59. So we got what, 7, 8 billion, over 4 billion people are on the internet 6 hours a day. Out of that 6 hours, 2.5 hours is dedicated to social media.
Yep. That excludes watching YouTube videos. That's totally separate. This is just social media.
And if you're utilizing social media, well, there's multiple more, let's just say for more than just entertainment, you can expand your horizons and raise so much capital and obtain so much wealth financially, spiritually, and mentally. If you start looking at sites like this, Bigger Pockets, Facebook groups, Burr Invest, Wholesalers, Apartment Investing Secrets, all of these different groups will teach you and share with you how you can grow in real estate and find deals. And offline, go to RIA.
Yeah.
Real Estate Investing Associations. Cincinnati has a strong one. Florida has a strong one. Meetup groups. You got to get out there and start hanging with the people, right?
Yep.
Another reason I say that, I was with these guys, literally the panel. Every single one on the panel probably had, I don't know, 2 to 4 billion worth of assets. And they over here talking about, look, man, I was just surrounded by money. I grew up in the institutional world, right? So walking into Goldman Sachs or all these other different places, Lehman Brothers before it fell apart, they would walk in a room and they were constantly with people that lending money. They're always giving money out. And so they knew how to structure and put their paperwork to be around money, to obtain it. And so now when they do deals, they get the institutional funding. Now, I've done the same thing, but only smaller, right? I'm moving to that scale. But my point is, when I really wanted to get in real estate, I started hanging around people that were constantly wholesaling, that were constantly doing real estate, buying, flipping, and keeping the deals. And because of that, I started getting deal flow. So that's why it's so important, not only the network offline outside of RIA, but being around individuals that are doing what you're doing. And quite frankly, it's going to change your dynamics of your relationships.
Yeah. So in other words, what you know sometimes matter more than who you know. I mean, sorry, who you know matters more than what you know sometimes.
Another example, when I didn't technically work for them, but I was a realtor under the Model Group, which is Brickstone Properties, which is one of the largest low-income tax credits that now moved into new market tax credit, which are almost responsibly for single-handedly redeveloping the West End and over the round. And this is what they tell me. This is what happens when you're in the building. Hey, Mike, yeah, I got this, I don't know, 28 unit small portfolio. I think it was a little bigger than that, but that's the number I remember. I said, okay, it's kind of small. I'm more in the $2 to $3 million range. That's my range I like to play in. That's my space. They only want, there's probably going to be 100, 200 grand. It's not worth my time. You want it? Yes. Well, go manage it. And if you like it, after you manage it, you can buy it. Crumbs, being at the table.
Yep.
They threw me crumbs.
Who you know.
Hey, even the
That what we calling crumbs now?
That's what, hey, dude, it's all perspective.
Wow, perspective, yeah.
But
you're right.
But like at that time, that property still, I ended up buying it for like 170, but they let me manage it. I fixed it up, got it up and running, and then I actually sold it back to them for 270, 285,000. And I held on it for 3 or 4 years.
That's kind of slick though.
Yeah, I cash flowed. I was making about 30 grand a year off of it in cash flow. And we made like almost $70,000, $80,000 profit. And it's small. That was small. I mean, that was 2010, 2012 numbers. So my point, I was in the room and they kept throwing me deals.
Nice.
Because they saw me do that. And then it allowed me to buy a portfolio. Like they are really responsible for me. Now, I mean, I can't say responsible because it's still up to you. But they threw out so many opportunities and I was in the room. And that's my point. Being in the room, trying to work. And I worked for this group technically for free, but I was a broker. So I made my money selling houses, but I was in the room. Being in the room is everything. When Denhart, which is another large low-income tax credit, he was 80, 90 years old and he was selling off his portfolio. Well, Motto bought it and Motto's like, I don't want all these. Mike, literally, they opened the book. Which ones do you want?
Just like that. That's amazing.
And then what happened, because I knocked out the first one, I knocked out another one, then I started buying more from. Like I bought my first set of properties through this network. All right, let's go to that one. So that's my point. I'm sorry I went on a tangent, but that's how valuable it is to be in a group.
Yeah.
And hanging with these people, going to the meetups, multi-unit apartments. Where can you find it? LoopNet. I always talk about LoopNet. I'm like, wah, wah, wah. But man, give them the air horns, man. LoopNet, LoopNet got me started. Yeah, that's how I feel about LoopNet. I'd be so excited and so sad all at once. Because you don't get consistency. But I've met great relationships. So I met Corey and Steve through LoopNet. And between those two guys, I probably acquired over $1 million worth of whole apartments before we wouldn't even do $1 million deals, but like I've bought like multiple deals from them that we made really good money.
Right.
Where we walked away with 100 to 300,000 per deal.
In other words, LoopNet is a good place not to find deals, but to find good brokers.
Yeah, well, I actually found, so when I found them and I found a deal and then I kept working with them. So LoopNet is great. Commercial real estate brokers, that's where I get all my deals from. Now, I don't get as many deals as I used to, but that's because technically it goes to my partners and then they call us in or they keep it for themselves. I don't know. I might need to fight, but I'm not really trying to buy all those deals anyway. So there's property managers. Tim, through him, he gets tons of deals
from property managers.
Yeah,
right?
My hotel, actually, I get tons of deals through they don't necessarily call them property managers, they call them operators.
Yeah, which we'll discuss in the next slide.
Yep. Wholesalers, again, mortgage brokers. Matter of fact, I can't necessarily, this is the timing of it. A mortgage broker called us and our commercial broker called us all at the same time. Like, yo, I got 1,000 unit portfolio. Relationships.
Right.
But one was a mortgage broker. Which mortgage broker? And then the lender.
Yeah, going back to the mortgage broker.
Yeah.
So one of my biggest wholesale deal, I wholesaled a 20-unit apartment complex or apartment building, and I found my buyer to a mortgage broker. In other words, they found the deal to a mortgage broker. So the mortgage broker kind of connected the two of us. So just as an example of how you can leverage on mortgage brokers to get you deals. That's
right. Lenders, man, I got some great deals from lenders. This Omaha portfolio, it was a lender that was like, man, they took the property back. They didn't want to manage it. Matter of fact, when that's the
one in Cincinnati.
Yeah. So
what's that? 280 units? Is that the one?
Yeah, or something like that.
Yeah.
Matt had the deal. I didn't even know. I called. I said, Matt, do you know about this deal? He was like, well, yeah, kind of, because, well, that's why I'm calling you, because I got on the phone with the bank and they said you were helping out. He was like, yeah, but we don't want this deal. I mean, they pieces of shit, man. I was like, I know. That's why we need to sell it. That's why we don't need to keep it. I was like, let me just ask you something. How much do you think these are worth? And he said, yeah, I mean, they're worth something a door. I don't even remember, 20 a door or something like that.
Something ridiculous low.
And I was like, dude, you know they're selling these for this, for X. I was like, at minimum, let's listen to this. I said, do you believe, even though it ain't worth the headache, we could sell these for at least 1,000 more a door? And he was like, well, yeah, absolutely. So 1,000 a door is 280. We're going to sell it for 4,000 more a door.
For $1 million.
He was like, oh, yeah, but keep with that. We keep, and then he turned into a wild beast. And we sold some of those off. And so we end up having these other properties free and clear. And now we're going to sell these other ones.
Nice.
So, yeah. So, again, attorneys, probate, eviction, you can go there, code card, go section 8, apartments.com. Now, tell them about apartments.com, because people are like, well, I'm going to apartments.com. I don't see nothing for sale.
Yeah.
That is not how you utilize it.
Right. So the key, right, is to find off-market deals, right? So obviously in apartments.com, you cannot find an apartment for sale. It's usually an apartments for rent. So the way to do it is you look at, apartments in your zip code, or again, in an area that you're familiar with, and you look for apartments that have maybe one of three or combination of these three things. One, the rents are low. Two, the apartments look outdated. And three, it's rated low, like 1 star out of 5 stars, right? So because if you have, especially a combination of all of those three, chances are good the owner doesn't really like the property or tired of managing an apartment building.
Right.
So basically you call the owner and say, hey, we're very interested in your property. Do you want to sell? And at that point, no one knew the property was for sale, even the owner, right? Until you bring up the idea that, that the property can be for sale, and that's how you can find an off-market deal.
Yep. Another great way, and since conferences come back, man, you got to get to some conferences and seminars. I've been meeting more and more people and putting more and more deals because I went to a conference. Yeah. I ran into money at a conference.
Right.
I've met, and listen, it's not necessarily that you'll find a deal at the conference. I think you will, but you potentially could meet other people that's doing what you're doing or at your level to help elevate you.
Yeah. I mean, think about it, right? Mike, you've been telling me that your best sellers, right, are sellers who are retiring.
Yes.
Right. And so what if you meet in those conferences and seminars, like a seller who has like 2,000 units and he's retiring, and it's like, if you get one contact like that, you got 2,000 potential units that you can buy from one seller, right? So
now let's go on to the next one, man. So I think you guys get it. Here's the deal. Like I said before, one of my deals here, man, we turned the value around. I mean, we're in this for 1.7, 1.8. At minimum is worth 3.2, but it's upward of 5 million, depending on the rent. I mean, this thing went from, what was so great about it, I mean, I thought, based on numbers, at minimum, we could be all in for 1.7 and it'll be worth like 2.3, right? 500 grand. Woohoo! Me and Nate kept battling back and forth because this was in a pocket. We was like, man, this could be worth, we could rent it for 900, and then eventually in 5 years we'll get to 1,200. Well, dude, by year 2, well, not even really year 2.
Yeah.
By phase 2 of the project, we were leasing at $1,100 to $1,200 a unit.
Cool.
And now we have 1,300.
Oh, it's 1,300.
Rents are going up to 13. I'm like, quit trying to push the rents. Like that's enough. But I'm at that point, I'm like, dude, this is not.
It's like Man,
But go find you a roommate.
are we doing something ethical here? The rent is too high.
Yeah, I was like, this is too high, bro. I mean, seriously, like, I got a little bit of money,
Mhm.
and okay, I'm not trying to be asshole. You know, $1 million house. You know, that's like 4,000 a month. Then you put taxes and insurance. You know, you probably have 5 or 6 grand. All right, so you got people out here paying $3,500 a month that don't have the resources like me,
Right.
and they only making 6 grand a month, which is good money.
Mhm.
They making 60 grand. And then you throw a family in there, they broke.
Yeah. Yep. So I don't think it
That's
will be
60
that-
grand. What now imagine you're on 20, 30. Like the $700, $700 to $800 unit really doesn't exist anymore. It's there, but I promise you they're pushing that rent up right away.
Right.
All right, let's go on to the next one. Tim Vest, like I said earlier, man, he finds a lot of his deals through his management group and through partners. Look, if you want to learn about more finding about deals, go to NassauInvest.com/waitlist, NassauInvest.com/waitlist. You know, Tim Vest, man, he's been doing extremely well. He's actually joined us as a coach. He's been doing that great, man. Like,
Yeah. Now Tim is like what, 900 units now?
yeah, I'm trying to make him one of my guys. Like, man, go do these deals, bro. But Tim moving too fast. He's been moving fast for me. All right, let's go on the next one. Hotels. Man, these colors are terrible.
That's what you want, guys.
know.
Ugly hotels.
Yeah, I mean that's so
That's-
old. And then look,
you know,
it
that's-
actually don't
that's-
look bad. It's just the color.
That's Dia's tagline now. I buy ugly hotels.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
She
yeah.
she actually is buying ugly hotels.
Yeah.
I'm really interested to see what she's doing, but she's doing great. Commercial real estate brokers. You know, now for the hotel game, you really want to go to a conference. I met so many brokers through there, and they send in my hotel operators / managers, hotel lenders. My last 3 deals all been through lenders. Networking online, although I don't leverage it, but LinkedIn, I have a lot of individuals that invest or reach out to us through LinkedIn. But the hotel conference is big. You got the Hunters Hotel Conference. There's the NABHOOD. Oh my gosh, NABHOOD, which is basically it's the Black Hotel Conference Association. And man, it's so intimate. I didn't have any expectations, but it was amazing. You know, you're surrounded by other people that look like you, at least me, and you know, and they sharing how they got there. And what's so even great about hotels, like when I started, not only that I ain't know anybody. First of all, I ain't even know nobody that own hotels, right? Like a lot of people don't even know people that own hotels. So I only knew one person that knew a hotel, like physically knew the guy and could talk to him. Then by the time I went to the conference, like my whole group of people own hotels. And now I'm going to another one. Now it's $1 billion. Like we were looking at $1 billion, like that's only for these high-end corporate, famous or unfamous people, right? There's guys like me and you, yes, you on this call that literally went from 0 to hero and own numerous hotels, and they doing it on a big scale over $1 billion.
And no one heard of them.
Nobody even knows who they're. Matter of fact,
famous.
let me tell you how wealthy these guys are. Nobody even knows who they are. Famous people with plenty of money. Matter of fact, Will Packer. Those you don't know who that is, Will Packer is a famous African-American producer, director of films, Ice Cube, Mike Ealy, yeah, Mike Ealy, the actor, Kevin Hart, all these people, right? So my guy, oh man, I can't think of his name, but man, I can't think of all their names. But Thomas, Hospitality Group, yeah, Warren Thomas, man, I can't even get all these names out of so many, but all these sitting on the thing. Will Packer, Ludacris, and all them coming up. And even when what's the boxer? Floyd Mayweather met them.
Yeah.
They was like, Floyd was like, who the fuck are y'all? Like, y'all black and got this kind of money? Like, Warren had like 4 different yachts.
Wow.
Warren got 4 different yachts. Big boys. Got all the cars and the planes.
And Nate has a kayak.
Yes. He snuck that in though.
And Nate will be like, oh, really? Now we love.
Yeah.
Now Nate will be motivated to buy a yacht.
But no, man, it just, it's all doable. And a lot of these guys started with, I can't say they ain't start with nothing, but they were all in the room. And that's how they got there.
Yeah. Who you know matters more than what you know.
Yes, Charles just texted in, dude, these techniques work for the industrial too. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, what, man, now with social media, man, even cold calling owners, it still works. Industrials work because everybody's not in that market. So it's competitive, but not as competitive. So, I mean, Charles, you can do extremely well in the industrial market. You just got to understand the numbers. And it's still kind of the same thing, but just a little slightly different.
Yeah. By the way, on LinkedIn, you met a lot of Indians who
Yeah.
own hotels
Mhm.
through LinkedIn.
Well, I
actually.
mean, it's no secret. The Indian culture dominates the hotel industry.
Yeah. Holiday inns.
They
especially.
start off with a mom and pop, and they buy it, pay it off, keep it running, and then they save cash, or they leverage that hotel and buy another one.
Mhm.
And a lot of their strategies are different. So I've met some groups where their goal is to get the hotel, they'll pay this ridiculous price or whatever, and they're not so much worried about the cash flow. They are, but it's not a big thing. They're more like, man, I can pay this off in 10 years and I own this hotel free and clear.
Nice.
So if you're in a quality area and you own your hotel free and clear, that's big.
Yeah.
That's big.
That's a lot of
That's
cash.
big. I mean, so
Draining cash.
if you, I mean, but it's like any other investment. I mean, really, if you have 4 hotels, you had them in decent areas, you paid them off, and you've owned them, you know, by year 20, you're destroying it if you kept your hotel up.
So how much is that?
Because I mean, you got the hotel paid off, it's remodeled, inflation then kicked in. Like it's a whole different ballgame.
Yeah,
like when you first rented it was probably $80 a night. Now it's $300 a night.
Yeah. Right.
Like you don't need to buy a new one. You can just keep remodeling. Hester Jackson, I'm gonna go off your information here. Hester says 66% of the Asian American population owns hotels.
Or 66% of hotel owners are Asian Americans.
Okay, there you go. Thank you.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Thank you for clearing that up. And thank you, Hester, for that information. All right, next. Here's 3 deals I got from hotel lenders. All 3 of these I got through hotel lenders. And the Staybridge and the Hampton, I want to keep those. I wanted to sell the Hampton initially, but I'm okay. Home 2, I'm getting rid of that.
Oh, so now we're going to keep the
well, the Hampton, we'll get it up, but we'll figure it out. I think I found a way to handle all of that.
Cool.
All right. Next one. So look, if you want to learn how to find and analyze large apartments and hotels and how to raise private capital for them, go to nassauinvest.com/waitlist, nassauinvest.com/waitlist. Man, so many people are taking this course and they're leaving the W-2s. Look, I'm not making this up. This is reality. Hey, I didn't even want to do this. I was forced into it. Somebody took my hand and said, psh, 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 pimp slapped me, back slapped me, and everything. Said, Mike, you need to teach people, change the community, change the surrounding, uplift, change the game. And that's what we're doing.
Yeah, because people are like approaching you and you keep saying no. It's like, man, you have so much knowledge in your experience.
Well, but you know what? I downplayed it, man. I remember you used to be like, Mike, you know way too much, man. I was like, I'm a dumbass, bro. Like, I just got a little bit of wisdom. And No, he was like, no, man, you really got to share it. And I was like, no, man, what everybody knows what I'm doing. And it was like, or what I do or how to do it. And it was like, no, they don't.
Yeah.
And so one day we're talking about something,
Mhm.
and I was like, no, tell dude don't do it like this. He needs to do it like this. And I broke like a whole new theory, hypotheses that's actually a true vetted way of doing it.
Mm.
And blown away. He was like, that's what I'm talking about. Nobody knows how to do that, Mike. And I was like, oh, really? I thought everybody was doing that.
And it's
He was
like,
no.
one of our mastermind members who just joined us. When did Christine join us? Like 2 months ago?
Yeah.
And then you did the deal with her. You visited Panama City, and then that's what, like,
It's a 2
you know,
million, 3, 4 million, $4 or $5 million deal.
yeah, and you showed her how to do it, such
Yeah.
that you can do a
She was blown up.
development
Matter
with
of fact,
no money out of pocket, which is crazy.
yeah, I looked at it. She just looked at it as an Airbnb. I was like, no, that's the beach. You upgrade it. We can get this, and then we'll turn it around, and then eventually we'll raise it and go vertical.
That's crazy. I mean, guys, how many deals like that do you need
Yeah.
in your lifetime?
You only need one, man.
Yeah, that's why
I mean,
you're one
look,
deal away.
I mean, I remember when I was like, man, I was making $12 an hour. If I could only get to 15, only get to 25 an hour, right? And then, man, I only can get an extra $100 a month.
Mm.
Now it's, man, if only I can get another 20,000 a month. Like you just keep growing. So, all right.
Right.
So NassauInvest.com/waitlist, you get a hold of some of our great coaches like Tim, myself, and we help guide you into these deals. We'll talk about syndication, talking about apartments, talking about hotels, put your executive summaries together, what to look for, find the good in the deal, find the bad in the deal. Even if the deal is profitable, why it's not good for you to do. Yeah, I know that, right? What if I tell you you can make $1 million, $2 million off $1 million or $2 million off the deal?
Yeah.
Would you take it? Would you take it? If I told you you can make $1 million off the deal, would you take it? Well, listen, I'm telling you, I had multiple deals where I can net $1 million, $2 million, and I passed.
Yeah, other people will be like die to get a deal.
I
like
was
that.
like, no, man, it's too much work or too much risk. Here's what we don't know. Now, right, quite frankly, I think they'll do something, but it's opportunity cost and time. So, for example, my deal in Sarasota, that takes up a lot of time.
Mhm.
Even though I have staff that's running that, that's a lot of time. And if I took that on and I knew and I couldn't see a way of making money for such a period of time, I wasted my time
Right.
because I'm over here chasing, I don't know, potentially $10 million net, $10 million payday
Mhm.
at minimum versus that unrealistic and not happening for, let's say, 10 years, right?
Mhm.
It's coming, but it's 10 years later versus I could have took my time and did multiple deals each year and that netted 500,000 a year. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah. So opportunity cost, guys.
Yeah. Let's go on to the next one. So next week, we're going to talk about how to buy properties with no money downs, even hotels. That's the topic for the week. So how to buy properties with no money down, even hotels. So now I think we're going to take questions. Walt, will you pop that screen or check what's on the next screen here? Do we have anything else?
That's it.
All right. So we're going now. We're taking questions. Anybody got a question, we'll take it. And then we'll go into the millionaire mindset. So Facebook. All
Okay.
right. So
Eugene Colea asked, what are the 3 things to look for again on apartments.com? So
go ahead.
yeah, so one, are the rents low or lower than market? 2, do the units need updating, or basically does does the apartments look like crap? And then 3, the rating, is it 1 star, 2 star versus 5 stars, right? So if you have low ratings, the units need updates, and the rents are low, that's a primary candidate for you to buy, because the seller is most likely motivated to get rid of it.
Okay.
So
All right. We got a quick one here. Mia Johnson's asking, how do we know who we can trust on social media? That's a good question. Well, some basic things you can do. One, listen to what they're saying, and does it contradict what everybody else is saying? All right. There's some basic things, that you need to listen to, and it should be verifiable, right? What is it? What Trump called his stuff? They call it, what he said, fake news. Fake news. All right. So what we want, basically you want to figure out if it's fake news that they're giving. That's number one. And if most of the stuff that they say is consistent, then that's one. And then on Instagram, literally you can look at people and they giving reviews in the comments.
mm,
All right. And then three, just ask somebody else about them that's in the industry. All right.
right.
Well, now everybody's not going to be right and fair, but like me, I'm straight up like, man, I don't know this guy, but for what I've seen, his information matches up. And I
Mhm.
think you'll be fine. Look, I encourage you to listen to everybody. And listen, everything, here's the thing, everybody's not going to say what you like, and you're not going to agree on their strategy. So you got to kind of go with who you vibe with as well. Vibe meaning you like how they present, you like how they share, and you like their background. And then you got some that just do nothing but teaching. Now, there's nothing wrong with doing a lot of teaching, but if they ain't doing no deals, or
Yeah, in the past 10 years.
but I can't even say that. Well, because once you get to a big point, you're not doing the deals. You're doing large opportunities.
Yeah, I mean, some gurus don't even do large opportunities, and
Yeah.
that's a problem.
Yeah.
But yeah, going back to that question, my answer to that, to add to what Mike said, like if the private lender is asking you for money upfront,
Yeah.
like a fee, like pay me $2,000 and I'll invest 100 grand with you as a private lender. I mean, first of all, that doesn't even make sense, right? Why will someone ask you for $2,000 and he will invest 100,000 with you? That doesn't make sense at all. So don't believe that crap. Every time someone asks for money, just to invest with you, go the other way. Don't do that. That's a scam right there. So
Yeah. Also, we got nbg.dj. I got you, DJ on Instagram. Let's talk about the market in Jackson, Florida. Also, what's your plan for the next couple of months? What are the four main things you look at when looking up a value add commercial property? What are the four main things? Well, the first thing I look at is, I'll just top things. Rent.
yeah.
Is the rent high or low? That's one of the first things, because that's the first easy thing you can do. Is the rent in the right market? For example, if the market is 1,200 and the rent's at 500, my
That's
first instinct, I was like, there's an opportunity there.
Yeah.
But then we need to see what the price is and what the market rate value is in that area. All right. So that's kind of one. Then I'm looking at, okay, if I push these rents, what capital expenditures will I need to spend on in order to push it to get that rent?
Right. You
Okay.
spend 10,000
Yeah.
per
Am I
unit
spending 10,000 or $1 million? Right.
or 100,000 per door.
Yeah, exactly. So, rent, CapEx, and then I'm looking at financials. Did they even run the thing right? Right. And if I see expenses is just out of control, then that means they were hiding money, hiding in a good way for them. They're like, I don't want to pay taxes, but that's the dumb thing. You get depreciation and you got some other different structures that you could do that. So I'm, but the big thing is, can I rent, and the CapEx / structure of the building? Those are my top two things. Then I want to look at the performer, or the trailing 12s, right? The trailing 12s. And what's one more thing we should look at? Anything?
Well, I mean, the area has to be increasing or
okay, location. Right? Well, location is number one. Let's go back to the base. So those are your three.
Yeah.
4. Location, location, location.
right?
But I've
Location.
bought in the hood, so I don't know if that's a fair statement for me.
Well, but in terms of buying in the right location, right? I mean, like for example, the Avondale deal, technically it's in the hood, right? But
Yeah.
it's in a pocket between a good
Correct.
area and a bad area.
And I saw what was coming,
But
like,
it's yeah. So
and now they building. They already do. They have the foundations in on the hill now.
that one,
Yeah.
not sure.
All right. Well, go when you go past, drive past. I think they're building 2 houses next door to you now. Because they
Yeah,
built on the hill. Now they building. I mean, they built downhill. Now they building there,
right,
and they should be selling for 200 to 300 grand.
right.
Let's see. Where is the Home 2 Suites in Oklahoma? I'm in Oklahoma. Well, Nate A.
Arrest.
I don't want to mess up. Nate A. It is in El Reno, Oklahoma.
Yeah, El Reno.
AK Tomboy Mentorship. Yes, brother. Go to Nassau, www.nassauinvest.com/waitlist and sign up. And then I believe Chris is on here. Chris Kahn, if you're on here, AK Tomboy is potentially looking at mentorship. C Dong, if I hope I said it right. If I were trying to pick up my first multifamily, should I look at a 4 or under, or is it advisable to try 5+? Well, I'm always a BHAG guy, big, hairy, audacious goal. But the big thing is, if you go for a 5 family, do you have capacity to manage it? If you don't have capacity to manage it, can you find somebody to manage it for you? And if you get somebody to manage it for you, can you make it cash flow? That's number one. But a 4 family, you know, I'm for whatever. Like when I first started, I would have leaned to doing a 4 and under, quite frankly, because that was my comfort zone. But I now have multiple students. Their first deal was 100 unit.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, that's the only way Tim Vest was able to acquire 800 units.
Yeah.
Or Keisha Kennedy, now 420 units. Malika Woody, 200 units. They all did it in like 1 year or less.
Yeah, I mean,
you know,
Malika was one. She partnered and did 100 units.
yeah.
So, it's open. You know, I encourage you to go big, but look, if you're only comfortable doing 4 units on it, like do it. Learn everything you can, because really it don't matter. Because if you can handle 4, you can handle 100. If you can handle 100, you can handle 300. You just got to put your team together. All right.
Yeah. And that's one of the things that we teach our mastermind members, right, Mike? Is not doing things by themselves or on their own, but leveraging on what I call this $1 billion round table, you know, that we have, Mike, right? Because if you add the amount of deals you've done together with Tim and John and Devon and all the members of the mastermind, it literally is more than $1 billion. Do you realize that? And our mastermind members are doing like basically acquiring 100 units every month. Now that's the average, and raising
say balling
and raising over 300,000 a month in private capital. This is based on data.
How much a month?
300,000 a month on private capital and 100 units a month. Well, technically it's 99 units.
Oh my gosh.
But this is the kind of thing that can happen when you put the right people together, right?
Yeah.
So who you know matters more than what you know.
Yeah. Tracy Davis states asked, I may have missed it, but did you mention who or where to search for a contact on LinkedIn for multifamily or apartments? Yeah, well, it's not so much where, but there's so many LinkedIn groups of real estate, wholesaling, industrial, but you can reach out to multiple brokers. There's brokers, there's developers.
Yeah.
I mean, anybody you think that's in real estate, join the groups. I mean, there's not just one place, but I mean, the more you get out there and call, the more deals you get. I mean, look, there is a guy, there's my guy. Oh my goodness. He's out here. He's a broker. And just some of these brokers missed out on so many deals because first of all, they never talked to me. If they would have talked to me, they would be mega rich right now.
Like what?
What
Like
they
you
did.
and Nate gave away like 2 million in commission.
No.
More than that, yeah.
So here's the hustle. This guy would go out and cold call every day.
Yeah.
And he would get deals
yeah.
and then go out and broker the sale. So technically he's kind of wholesaling, getting the commission. I mean, but now don't get me wrong, he's making, who knows, 30 to 200 grand per deal.
Nice.
But some of these deals that are great, he didn't keep none of them, had no investment in none of them. He found the deal. Do you realize he was going out getting commission on all these deals, and all he had to do was keep 3 of them deals and he'd be set for life.
Yeah. Or
now you can't even cold call to find it because everybody and their mama cold call.
Wow. Or he could have negotiated to have equity in the deal.
There you go.
You know, like instead of me getting 200 grand in commission, I'll get 100 grand in equity and 100 grand
or a combination of both.
Yeah, 100 grand in cash, 100 grand in equity.
I would have been like, give me equity and my broker fee. Else you ain't getting nothing. Nothing, man.
That's even better. So it's 12:58, Mike.
Okay, quick story about hotels. I remember I went on an abandoned apartment building, blah, blah, blah. I can't read Collins and couldn't believe it was empty. Probably I tried to get information, make an offer. Didn't want it to work out. Honeymoon fresh for it 2 years later, April 2022. Went back to it. I remember this rundown apartment, bought it for 1.2 million to a hotel. I remember saying, damn, I should have made a move on it. I knew it could be converted in a hotel and a vision, but didn't know how to do it. The hotel is cash flowing $300 a room.
So
and they're 120 crazy.
Eugene Colea, that's the price of ignorance.
Ooh, that hurt.
It hurts, but
hey,
listen, that's what you need to hear, man.
Hey, but EK, everybody went through it, brother. There's so many deals. I was like, I know there's something there. I know we can make money. And I was like, but I don't know what to do.
Right.
And I ain't got time for it.
Yep. That's why when people say, Mike, but your coaching program is too expensive. Well, man. what's the price of ignorance is a lot more expensive, man. I mean,
listen,
you're missing out on multi-million-dollar profit.
Listen, I'm gonna tell you straight up. The course is 12,000, 1250. I don't know what
12,000 right now. Yeah.
All right, listen. Would you spend 12,000? So now when the opportunity presents itself,
you're ready.
And at minimum, you could turn that into 50,000 to a million.
1 million. Yep.
Easy. Is that worth $12,000? Just tell me. I don't know.
Yeah.
If something you never knew and I taught it and it made you 50 grand and you paid 12, what kind of return is that?
400% roughly.
If you only made 15, I'll question it too. But you can continue to make an extra $3 grand or $15,000 profit.
Yeah, I mean, like
at least once a year.
Tim Vest made the investment, right? And he increased his net worth by 7 figures. So it's like man, it's
and I'm not here's a guy. Here's a guy right here that I refuse to pay people.
That's
people be like, hey man, I got this course for $1,500. It's a 3-day boot camp. And I was like, I ain't going. Y'all ain't teaching me nothing. I ain't going. You're like, always. Man, if I would spent that money, I would still be where I am. I don't know if I'll be on the same path.
You'll probably get faster,
but definitely fast
with a lot less mistakes, right? But
that's the big thing.
Yeah,
I would in my wholesaling or smaller houses strategy phase, I wouldn't have made the mistakes I did.
Yeah,
that's a guarantee. Because most of the time, when you take these courses, yes, they teach you the basic information, but the main thing is you're hoping to get their experience so you can avoid their mistakes.
Yeah. I mean, the whole network, like who matters more because you can kind of Google some of the information, right? But the actual experience, you cannot Google that, right?
No.
And
Ain't
like
sharing it.
like Mike and Tim and Devon and John Casmon like telling you, hey, don't do that deal because you will lose money on it. I mean, that alone is worth the price of admission, to be honest, because
Yeah, because I mean, just not doing a deal. Do you realize not doing a deal in what we're doing could save you 2, 3, 4, 500,000 in losses?
yeah, I mean,
Easy up
yeah,
front.
yeah. I've lost probably $250,000 and set my life back 5 years, because I didn't have what Mike has.
Yeah.
So
No.
because I bought my first
True statement.
apartment building and I lost money. So yep.
All right.
All right.
Hey man, well, now it's time for what we got, Walt. Let Walt say it.
Now it's time for Mike's millionaire mindset.
We know we need the words to pop up too, man. Can we get words next time? Okay. Hey, look, man, we always talking about the mindset and where you should be. We've talked about fighting and going after the fight. We talked about you'll never win if you quit. And then you put in having the vision and taking action. And I wish I could tell you something else you need to do, but those are the basics, man. I like in football practice. I know this is a basic move, right? It's a 1, 2, 3 step hit, right? I teach the kids when they're defensive line, you take one step, then you take your other hand, slap their elbow, then you step forward again and reach up. They call it the rip. Step and rip, slap, step and rip. Well, in real estate, I want to teach you to slap, step, and rip. There's just 4 basic steps, but you got to have the mindset to do it. And that's setting your vision, taking action, believing all the way in consistency. It's those things that's going to take you to another level. It's those things that's going to change your life. It's the things that's going to put different things in your garage, in your driveway. It's the thing that's going to change your address. It's the thing that'll change your family paradigm. All because of consistency and you took action. Nothing's going to ever happen if you don't put the work in. You listen, there's so many brilliant people I've met, but just completely terrified of making a mistake. I, myself, and Nate, we are fortunate to make numerous mistakes. And because of these numerous mistakes we've done, we are wealthy. Not rich, wealthy. You understand the difference? Because of our mistakes, we are wealthy with finances and wisdom. Because we move through the fear. And all it is repetition. Just do it over and over again till you get it down, till you do it in your sleep. And that's what begin to change your life. That's when the fun starts. Look, hopefully you guys are listening and you'll take heed to this. And hopefully you'll miss that learning curve, right? It took me 20 something years to get where I am. Mm. You guys, if you listen and take action, could have it in 5 or less. You actually can have it in the first year. I know we've got students that took my methods in their first transaction. Now, not going to be wrong. They went through multiple deals, but finally they used my strategy and became a millionaire on their first deal. And look, I'm not saying that to brag. What I'm saying is real. And look, I don't care if you take a course from me. We love to have you. We love for you to put you on our network. But man, listen, I just want you to go out there and change your life for your family. Man, I'm changing lives for not just my family, but other families forever with money. in time. But it all started because I took action. I was repetitious, regardless of the result, regardless that I kept failing, regardless that I kept falling, regardless that not only my face, my spirit, my mind, and my bank account was getting punched in the face. I kept doing it anyway until I won. So listen, get out there and don't quit until you win. That's it. That's the magic secret. And find somebody to teach you. And look, some of you I like to learn on my own. So I went to YouTube and I just learned. Like, man, I'm so jealous of you guys, man. You have social media out here that can teach you all these different things. Now may not get the detail you need, but they'll show you that it's possible, man. And what I'm telling you, the life that you dream of, not only is it possible, it's deserving. You deserve it. You deserve everything. Your family deserves it. Your wife deserves it. You deserve it. Your grandchildren deserve it. Your great-great-great-grandchildren that you'll never meet deserve it, and they'll know your name. Hey, man, that's our time for the day. God bless you. God keep you. May God bless you beyond your belief, but not your capacity. And remember, you're one big deal away. All right, man, who are we giving this book to, man? He's terrible. Jesus Christ, man.
Okay.
Why the hell? Where did we get you from, man? Jesus.
Yeah, I was born to be the greatest.
All right.
All right, who's getting the book today? A signed book. I'm gonna sign it down. Hey, Walt, will you give me a book so I can go sign it? Quit eating all them chicken wings so I can go sign a book, man. And don't get the book greedy. Hey guys, if the book greedy, it's because he was eating chicken wings.
All right.
That's my signature.
So
You get 2 for 1.
I want to give the book to Pavel Potalitsin. Pavel Potalitsin.
Oh yeah.
Did I pronounce
Well, you
it
grab the
right?
book, man. Let me write it.
Pavel Potalitsin.
All right, let me sign this book right now. I'm gonna sign it right there where they watch.
All right, Pavel, you won the book. Just put in your mailing address in the chat.
Where's it spelled? Where's his name at?
Put it on the address it to.
Where's his name so I can spell it?
Oh, here. Pavel.
Oh, that's
Potalitsin.
Walt. Walt's got to pull it up.
Pavel attendees.
Yeah.
Letter P. Pavel. Pavel. There you go.
There. Oh, Pavel. Okay.
All right. Congratulations, Pavel.
Pavel. P-O-T.
And next week, guys, we will teach you how to buy properties with no money down. From houses, apartments, hotels, doesn't matter. You can get them with no money down. So don't miss that episode next week. All right.
All right, man. Let's say goodbye. You know I'm filling this book out. Look, Pavel, here's your book, man. It's coming. You can't even see it. There it goes. It's going down. You're getting your book. All right. Hey, let's say goodbye to everybody. Thanks so much for joining us. We give a shout out to Andrew, Art, August, Charles, Clayton, Daryl, D. Bergen, Douglas, EK, Hester, Jasmine, Camego, Leslie, Gonzalez, Monique, Morris, Pavel, Rod, Scotty, Skip White in the building, and all our folks on Instagram, YouTube, Facebook, Apartment Investing Secrets, Burr Invest. God bless you all. And remember, you're one big deal away. See you next week. See you at the Burr 360.
See you guys.
You cannot stop me. You cannot stop me. Go.